Shank will take the opening face-off as the United States and Switzerland are set to go. And underway here in Frisco, Group B preliminary action. As the United States wind it back down on this. Switzerland still has not touched the puck. Here's Barnett sending it over to Mooney. Whips it in front, they score! Tipped atop the crease by Jack Murtagh. He picks up where he left off, and the United States are up 1-0.
Yeah, positioned at the front of the net so well, and he was able to do that again tonight. We're going to see the goal here. You see him right there. He's screening the goalie right now. The pass comes across. He's able to shift around, get his backhand on it. And L.J. Mooney, who made some great plays when the game was on the line last night. Here he is again, recognizing the two U.S. players are in front of it, both McKinley and Murtagh. All he's got to do is
twisting and turning, so elusive. Here comes Mooney. Drags it behind the net, throws it in front. They score! Wizardry from Mooney and the finish from Burchild. It's 2-0 U.S.
Man-on-man coverage here, and watch what you do when you get L.J. Mooney out there. There's the man chasing Mooney, goes all the way behind the net. Little man-on-man coverage in front that's lost. Burchild finds a little space behind the defender, and Mooney doing what he did last night again. He's got his second assist of the game. Beautiful little play. You know, and he's a small kid, but he is courageous. He goes to dangerous areas. He's afraid of nothing, and he's off to a sensational start to this
against the Colorado Avalanche. There's L.J. Mooney. A couple of assists in the game already. Lost it there, though. A chance in front, and Slavic stops arguably the top player in the Swiss lineup. Neuenschwander in tight. And good contact there from Donnie Bracco, and racing ahead of the United States. Jack Murtagh gets around a defender, centers in front, score! Cole McKinney slams it home, and the United States with a 3-0 edge.
What happens for Team USA? It's Murtagh, who is just a phenomenal power forward, drives wide, gets into the middle. You can see him drive by the D, goes one hand on the stick, a really good talent for a young player. Gets it over to Galan, who kind of one-touches it over to McKinney, and McKinney is able to bang that one home on the weak side of the net. So good execution on that 3-on-2. All started with the drive and the skating and the powerful.
Carries on in on a one-man rush, drags it behind the net. All the way around the world goes Bracco, opens up for McKinney, throws it in front, bouncing puck, and they score! Getting a piece in front, Will Moore, his first of the tournament.
Bounces off of the Swiss player that's back door, but here's the entry, and this is Bracco flying down, gets full possession of the puck, and as he backs off the defenders, there's the one-timer. Moore gets a piece of it, and you can see the Swiss defender right behind him, and Ilya Pedrotti, and it goes off of him and just into the backside of the net. So Moore with a nice tip to redirect it. Good shot that is redeflected in for the first power play goal for Team USA.
Kwasnika back down low. Moret collects for Switzerland. Pestered by Keevan. He steals the puck. Here's Keevan. Scores! Ben Keevan, a one-man wrecking crew. And it's 5-0 USA.
And then U.S. has been really good at pursuing pucks, and you can see little stick lift there, forces the turnover, couple strides, quick little shot on the short side, and that's one that Birchler probably wants back. I think he cheated off of the post just a little bit. I don't know if he was ready to get in a position there. He wasn't really set, and Keevan does a great job of.
Now that'll come with a 5-0 lead, but they built this themselves. Starting last night, Mooney across, fired on net by Schock, and a save made by Birchler, who pounces on the rebound. Loose puck behind the U.S. net, hops off the shoulder of Joey Slavic. He had to be alert there, and he was. Comes back to the point. Pedrotti drives one, getting a piece with Slavic. Burchild up top, Schock, Potter fires, change direction, save Burchild, bounces in off Galant and in.
So we're going to get a Potter assist for you. He's on the board finally.
And a power play goal.
And the power play goal. We got it back. The one I said we had earlier, we
spoken into existence, though, in the early going in this tournament. He gets a good bounce, and the U.S. has a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, and again, you can see how aggressive USA is on shooting pucks when they have the opportunity. And again, just inside the top of the circle, Potter lets this goal. And you can see Horcraft there, and Gallant comes down on it, gets the rebound, and bangs it home. When you can outnumber at the net there as he muscled at the net front, it's awful tough on a goaltender when that happens.
15 saves on 21 shots tonight for Birchler. Here comes Mooney, putting on the moves, and he scores! LJ Mooney in the Texas spotlight tonight. He's got 3 points in the U.S., now up 7-0.
And absolutely on fire with puck possession and his ability to make moves like this, the old spinorama. That is definitely the Savard spinorama. And he gives a little pull drag to open up a little opening on the short side. There's the spinorama. Good little feet work by LJ, and he is having one heck of a start to the tournament.
Is he ever? 3 points already in this one. That's his Saturday night, and then Monday against Germany, who had an overtime win today against Czechia.
Big win for the Germans.
Backdoor pass, score! And the U.S. adds another. Gallant was in the vicinity. So too was Cole McKinney.
He gets behind coverage. You can see he's going to sneak back door. And as Murtagh walks up the wall, he fires it to the post, and I think it's going to go off of McKinney's skate. You can see a quick little turnaround pass back door. He misses it with his stick, goes off the back of his skate and into the net for the 8th goal.
Gray. Hit by Lincoln Keene, who has an assist in his tournament debut here tonight. Turnover, though. Chance for the Swiss, and Slavic atop the crease answers the offering from Hassler for some coach named Don Granato.
They were gold medal winners in this tournament.
Rocco across a shot from O'Neill, didn't get through. Even a drive and skipped it on track, so he saved it. Lancing back to it, all of a sudden.
Net.
Outlet pass, and what a pass it was to Moore. He comes in, flips it on net, and scores! Will Moore with his second of the game.
Fishery of a long Drew shock pass as he comes off the bench, goes right across the blue line, catches that pass on his backhand. Little chip shot up and over the shoulder of Traxel, and gets Team USA their 9th goal of the game. But what a great pass by Schock, and that's one thing that he does so well. He turns up the ice, and Moore reads it, comes off the bench, instead of back checking to his own end, goes across the blue line behind the Swiss D and is able.
Donnie Bracco hands it off to Keevan, to the net, feeds it in front, and a good save by Traxel, and Lansing let that go in tight. Vanderkai. And Vanderkai lost the handle. Gallant is loose. He's got a short-handed breakaway. Richard Gallant scores! And a 10th spot for the United States is Richard Gallant, shorty.
Gallant recognizes an opportunity to pressure the bobbled puck, uses his foot to kick it up to his stick, looks back and sees he doesn't have a lot of pressure, sees the open side of the net, is able to find a way to get it past the goaltender Traxel and get the 10th goal on the board for Team USA.
Bouncing, but he maintained possession under 10 seconds to go now. Vanderkai with it. And the final seconds will come off the clock with Switzerland charging in. It's going to be a shutout for Joey Slavic in his U18 Men's World Championship debut as the United States take down Switzerland 10-0 and improve to 2-0 in the tournament.